thanks for joining me. This is Angie at Chicken Scratch. This is week 3 of the 12 weeks of Halloween. Isn't this box so cute? Look at it. Okay, the supplies you're going to need is basic gray cardstock, and this measures 7 3/4 by 4 5/8. Another piece of basic gray cardstock that just measures like 1 1/2 by 2. And then I'm going to show you how to cut the Halloween Night Designer Series paper. This is the opposite side, which I love both sides. So there's very little stamping on here, just the word boo right there. Okay, so I'm going to get the trimmer. We're going to first cut our paper. Now, the panels on the box measure 1 1/2 by 1 1/2, and you're going to need 4 of those. So what I'm going to do now is trim my Designer Series paper so that I can make sure I get most of the house on my panels. So this piece right here, I'm going to set aside and use that later on a different project. And then what I want to do is turn this back around and then cut this. And let me make sure I've got this in the camera view. There we go. Sorry about that. The other one didn't have a measurement. I just wanted to cut that off so that the houses would be in the right direction. So now I'm going to cut it at 1 1/2. And then I'm going to cut at 1 1/2. And you can see it almost cuts into the house. So I'm going to turn it upside down and see, does it do the same thing? And it does not. So I'm going to start at this end. That's my first piece that's going to measure 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. And then this is the next piece, which I'm going to make sure this goes on the front of the box. And these will go on the sides. And then this one will go on the back. That will go into the kit that I'm going to be sending someone. So go over to my website, leave a comment. Not only will you get the supplies to make this box, you also get a pack of our retired doilies. I bought a bunch of these when they were retired because I love them, and I still use them for family cards. Okay, so we've got our 4 panels here of the Halloween Night Designer Series paper. We're going to slide these out of the way, and we're going to put our basic gray cardstock on the landscape side. And so this is 7 3/4. Yeah, 7 3/4. And I'm going to score it at 1 1/2, 3 1/8, 4 5/8, and 6 1/4. And then I'm going to place it on the portrait side, which is the 4 5/8 side, and I'm going to score it at a 1 1/2 and 3 1/8. I do have myself a template just so that I don't get myself all confused. So what we're going to do is turn it over. This is in the landscape position. And I want to remove these 2 squares here, okay? I'm just going to work on one section at a time. I will tell you that I messed this box up twice when I was making it the first time because I cut it in the wrong spot. Okay, so now the next 2 lines I'm going to cut up to the score line. And I'm going to do that on both sides, okay? Now, for this last panel down here, instead of cutting up to the score line here, which is what I normally do, I'm actually going to cut up to the score line down here. This is the piece I messed up on the other times I've attempted to make this box. Okay, so now I'm going to fold on those score lines, and you can do this before you cut it or after you cut it. It doesn't really matter, and I'm not even real sure what my instruction sheet will say. It doesn't really affect it. Okay, so now for the placement of the adhesive, I'm actually going to turn my template around like this, and I'm going to put adhesive on the inside here and on the outside on these two panels, okay? So just make sure you have your open end on the right. And I would normally use my fast fuse. It's on the other side of the room. So I'm just going to use my tape gun. I always have this handy. Truth be told, I have about 3 of them. Okay, so to assemble, I'm going to place those 2 panels. And you know, I didn't give them a little trim to the left and to the right. So truth be told, you can do that. It may make it a little bit easier for you. Yeah, I can tell that one needed a trim. Okay, so as you can see, the box is made, but now which is the top and which is the bottom, and so on. So this has a nice clean edge right here. I'm going to make this the front of my box. So what I'm going to do is fold in those 2 pieces and bring these 2 together and just kind of squeeze it just like that. And then I'm going to take my binder clip and hold it closed there until I get ready to add my ribbon. So what we're going to do is sponge our layers, or our designer series paper, in our box, and then we will add the paper. So I'm using basic gray ink, and I realize this is week 3 of the 12 weeks of Halloween, and I have used basic gray on all 3 projects. So, well, the catalog is not live yet, so when it goes live, I will make sure, September 1st, that I use some of the other paper. I have used different paper on each project. I just have used basic gray for every single one of them, and we do have some other colors in the paper. It is a fabulous pack of paper. Okay, come here. Okay, I'm going to sponge the top up here really quick. Okay, now I'm going to take the little Boo stamp, and this is from the Mr. Funny Bones stamp set. Here's that stamp set. If you guys watched my live stream, I told you I would be using this set for a lot of the greetings, and I love it. Okay, let's attach our panels. Again, this is the front of our box. So which little house looks the best? And honestly, they're both the same. So I'm just going to put my adhesive on the back of these. When I was creating this box, I was actually going to use the other side of this paper. And then I was like, oh, this paper's too cute to not use the little houses. So I changed it up. So we're just adding it here. And the little tree here. And the house again on the back side. So you could technically decorate the whole box with just this paper. Okay, now for our baker's twine, I'm going to punch 2 holes using the 1/8 circle punch. And the most challenging part of this box, of course, will be threading this baker's twine through those little teeny tiny holes. They're actually not teeny tiny. Whew, I sure cut that crooked. Oh well, it's just my sample. Yeah, that is not in the middle at all. I'm trying to hurry. Miss Bella is upstairs barking. She wants to go outside. Okay, so now just tie it. Okay, this is attempt number 2 to tie this baker's twine. I always say I have to stop talking to tie my ribbon. Okay, I got to separate this right here. Okay. So now I just want to clean it up a bit. Oh, after all that, it still looks really cute. Yay. I only messed it up once. Okay. Now we want to take our little boo here and just cut that out. I thought it needed some words on here. And then I'm going to sponge it. And then attach it with a glue dot. Now as soon as I get this attached, I'm going to show you an option that you have. So I'm just going to kind of slide it right where the hole is. See? Hopefully you can see that. Cute! Okay, so I cut out, let me get this stuff out of the way. I cut out a little teeny tiny bat using the Home Sweet Home Thinlits. So if you wanted a little extra something, you could add the little bat. I kind of like it without the bat. I mean, I do like the little bat, but if you don't have the Thinlits, or if you don't order the Thinlits, you won't be able to add that. Although we do have a bat in 2 sets of our Thinlits this year. Okay, I could talk forever. So there they both are. Have a great day. Thanks a lot. Bye.